Hello and a warm welcome to TBC News. Our top stories. Dr. Samia kicks off her historic Mtwara region visit. DPM orders Petroleum Bulk Procurement Agency to review importation system. Good evening, I am Faida Ngaga. You can also follow us live via our YouTube channel, TBConline. Also, get all the latest news through our Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter pages at TBConline. President Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan has arrived in Mtwara region ready for her 4-day working visit. Dr. Samia has been received by various leaders, including the Minister of Water, Juma Aweso, the Minister of Transport, Professor Makame Marawa, and the Minister of State, President's Office, Regional Administration and Local Government, Mohammed Mtengera. President Dr. Samia will visit various development projects implemented, including the Mtwara Port, Southern Region Referral Hospital, and she's expected to launch the Mtwara-Mnivata Road. Earlier today, President Dr. Samia administered oaths of newly appointed government officials at the State House in Dar es Salaam, including 20 High Court judges that she appointed recently, insisting them to work on the recommendations of the Commission on Criminal Justice Reforms.
Mbele yenu ya kwenda kutekeleza.
You have a big job ahead of you. You have to implement all that has been suggested by the Commission. One of the suggestions was to strengthen the power of the court in terms of its technology, infrastructure, and manpower. This is the manpower that we are still improving. Technologically, we are also doing the same. And in terms of infrastructure, as said by the Chief Judge, we are continuing to build it.
Kuhakikisha mahakama zinasimama imara na haki kwa wananchi inatendeka.
Apart from the 20 High Court judges that were sworn in, President Dr. Samia also administered the oath of the Permanent Secretary and his Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs and East African Cooperation, Deputy Attorney General, and 4 judges of the Court of Appeal. The President of Zanzibar and the Chairman of the Revolutionary Council, Dr. Hussein Ali Mwinyi, has arrived in Havana, Cuba, to attend the G77 Plus China Summit at the Jose Marti International Airport. He was received by the Tanzanian ambassador to Cuba, Humphrey Polepole, and other officials of the Tanzanian and Cuban embassies. The summit is expected to start tomorrow, September 15th, and President Dr. Hussein Ali Mwinyi will represent the President of the United Republic of Tanzania, Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan. Later, Dr. Mwinyi is expected to officially open the Tanzanian embassy in Cuba. In other news, the Vice President, Dr. Philip Mpango, calls on nations to recognize the crucial role played by family as a traditional institution, insisting the need to position family at the center of any kind of development in the world. Dr. Mpango made the remarks while addressing the 5th Budapest Demographic Summit on behalf of the President, Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan, in Budapest, Hungary.
We need more than ever before a global religious teachings that nurture family values and safeguard the security and continuity of the family must be promoted and supported worldwide. And similarly, world governments must make and implement policies, programs, and laws that guarantee security and sustainability of the family.
Furthermore, the Vice President says economic reasons and conflicts lead to the increase of immigrants and impacts the global demography.
Countries which produce waves of migrants to other continents. However, in order to prevent such crises in future, we believe that it is imperative to deal with the problem at source. That is, the solution to Africa's unemployment and subsequent migration rests in growing our economies, improving opportunities for job creation, and addressing governance issues in Africa.
The two-day meeting will give focus on family as the key to security and is attended by various leaders, including heads of state and government from various countries, policymakers, leaders of institutions and international organizations, religious leaders and academics. Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Energy, Dr. Doto Biteko, has instructed EWURA to work with the Ministry of Energy and the Petroleum Bulk Procurement Agency, PA, to review the importation system so as to obtain the real price to the final customer in order to assist Tanzanians to purchase fuel at a reasonable price. Dr. Biteko has made the directive following rising in oil prices due to reduced oil production by the producing countries, coupled with the scarcity of dollars.
We have agreed with the EWURA and the PBPA in collaboration with the Ministry of the Energy to review all premiums that are used in the importations of oil so that we can get the actual price and the citizens can get a reasonable price. I am not saying we are going to reduce the price, but we want to make sure what is said is the reality.
Furthermore, Dr. Biteko directs the traders to abide by laws and regulations while doing business and stop hoarding fuel every time new fuel cap prices are about to be announced.
When the price of oil is about to change, you may notice that the oil runs out. And when the new price are on, the situation returns to normal. So this game should stop. And all oil traders should know that despite the fact that the main objective of such business is to get profit, you should also provide the safety to the people to avoid disrupting the economic activities of the country.
However, the minister makes it clear that the government's long-term plan is to encourage the use of natural gas, where the government has a strategy to ensure that vehicles, including those of the government, use the natural gas and the building of more compressed natural gas stations, CNG. In other news, the National Institute for Medical Research, NIMR, in collaboration with international organizations, expect to release the results of HIV vaccine research in June next year. It's a report by Henry Mabumo, read by Teddy Mparanyanga.
It is the visit of the Parliamentary Committee on Health and Aid Issues at the National Institute for Medical Research, NIMR, in Dar es Salaam, a visitor getting to see the progress made in herbal medicines. Professor Said Aboud, who is the NIMR Executive Director, says the HIV vaccine research includes 4 institutions from 3 African countries and has gone through all the stages that are included in research.
Utafiti huu unajumuisha kutoa chanjo.
This research included giving out vaccination and PrEP. This research of HIV/AIDS vaccination is at the trial level called Phase 2B, and it is for the people who are at high risk of getting infected with the HIV virus, and we expect to complete it by June 2024.
Some members of the Parliament Committee are shocked by the registration of more than 20,000 herbal specialists, while the number of registered medicines not exceeding 5, indicating right balance between the two, is urgently needed.
The medicines that they use are not recognized by the government. This is a problem, Honorable Chairperson, because it is possible that there are good medicines but also bad ones that can cause problems. We have witnessed the increase of kidney diseases and other disasters.
On the other hand, the chairman of the Parliamentary Committee, Stanislaus Nyongo, calls on the Institute to increase awareness among herbalists to ensure more herbal medicines are properly verified.
There is a big effort that has been made by the government to ensure that these traditional medicines are well researched in order to know its quality, effectiveness, and even its use should be safe. The council should do its work in order to eliminate incompetent people.
Strategic factory at a cost of 2 billion Tanzanian shillings, targeting to manufacture herbal medicines derived from plants found in the country.
Now let's have a look at other stories. The ambassador of Israel to Tanzania, Michael Lotem, says his country is ready to channel capital, knowledge and technology in agriculture, IT, community services and infrastructure. He made the assurance when he met and held talks with the Minister of Finance, Dr. Mwigulu Nchemba, in Dar es Salaam, insisting Tanzania has the best conducive environment for investments. Teddy Mparanyanga has more.
The Israel ambassador to Tanzania says Tanzania has large and fertile land compared to other neighboring countries, attracting many investors from Israel to come and invest in the country. He insists the investments will boost productivity in agriculture, increase export of goods and services, and access to foreign currency.
Israeli companies can come with finance. Of course, they will be very happy if they don't have to, but that's an option many companies do use, and they bring finance from all over the world, Israel, Europe, and beyond.
Furthermore, Lotem says his government is ready to provide the best seeds for agricultural crops and modern technology to support Tanzania's goal of making the country the food basket for Africa and the world.
Talking about huge projects which can feed local market and export also to Israel or other countries. There is a big interest on behalf of the Israeli companies on this. The Israeli government will support with seedlings, advanced and more, and do things a bit different.
On the other hand, the Minister of Finance, Dr. Mwigulu Nchemba, says Tanzania is ready to exchange knowledge with Israel in the area of agriculture, as the sector is one of the country's current top agenda.
Maeneo ambayo Israel imefanikiwa.
Tanzania has put great efforts into areas where Israel has already succeeded, such as agriculture, where the President Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan has invested a lot of money in that sector, especially irrigation agriculture. Another aspect is utilizing the human resources of the country by providing them with areas for cultivation, agricultural skills, and the market for the produced products.
The meeting was also attended by the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Finance, Dr. Natu Elmari Mwamba, and other senior leaders of the Ministry of Finance.
Head of the United Nations Capital Development Fund Tanzania, Peter Malika, says UNCDF has set aside 45 billion Tanzanian shillings to enable Tanzanians to access sustainable clean cooking solutions. He made the statement while meeting with the Tanzania Broadcasting Corporation, TBC Director General Dr. Ayub Rioba Chacha at TBC offices in Dar es Salaam. It's a report prepared by Penda El Omari, read to you by Teddy Mparanyanga.
The head of UNCDF Tanzania, Peter Malika, says the Cook Fund program is a 3-year project that aims at mitigating climate change.
It's an investment that is going through private sector companies. They are the ones who will make sure that the solutions are delivered at an affordable price, but also but available as well.
Malika insists that the Cook Fund program aims to create awareness to Tanzanians to understand the initiative and technology that is friendly to the environment and accessing affordable cooking solutions. Cook Fund program manager Emmanuel Muro says the effect of climate change caused by excessive use of charcoal and firewood is real, and that there is a need to act now.
We have to weigh out.
DF's visit, TBC's Director General Dr. Ayub Rioba Chacha says TBC is ready to collaborate with Cook Fund initiative to achieve its objectives for the national interest.
Tuna dhima muhimu sana kwenye kujaribu kuchochea haya mambo.
We have become environmental champion, whereby in every 27th of each month, we normally plant trees. That is part of showing our contribution, especially in matter related with the protection of the environment.
Cook Fund initiative offers performance-based grants, funding to enterprises and companies in the clean cooking value chain. Currently, the initiative is implemented in 5 regions with expectation to expand further.
Executive Director of the Federation of Industrialists, CTI, Leodega Tenga, says the completion of the construction of industrial park area designated for various industries in Kwala Coast region will stimulate industrial development in the country. He made the remarks while leading the visit of the members of the Federation, assisting local and international business communities to take advantage of the opportunities that the industrial park presents.
I would like to congratulate the investors of this project because it is something that they are doing in the way that will contribute the growth of industry in the country. And I call on industrialists inside and outside of the country to use this opportunity.
On the other hand, CTI board members commend Sinotan Company, the company that was in charge of the construction, for showing determination to build and complete the park for industrial development of the country.
I'm one of the owners about 3 factories, especially the meat factories. I have built in Sinza, have been pressured by the people. Even the vehicle to import products are a problem, and I'm building another factory to pour corn and cassava for there in Sinza. I've been pressured by the people because I did not have a place like this. I would have no area. I would have come to join here. We think this will greatly stimulate to reach the state of industrial Tanzania since everything is there.
The executive director of Sinotan Industrial Park, Johnson Huang, says when the area is completed, it is expected to accommodate more than 200 large factories and offer hundreds of jobs.
We started the construction of the first industrial sheds, and the first factories are coming within this month. They are doing textile and cosmetics. The Sinotan Industrial Park we have planned to complete in 5 years. Upon completion, it will be having more than 200 big industries in the park.
The East African community is expected to hold the 8th university debates on East Africa community integration that will take place on the 18th to the 19th of October 2023 in Bujumbura, Burundi. To understand more on the program, we are joined by EAC Youth Ambassador to Tanzania, Eben Mzalva, who talks to my colleague Peter Mganga. And here he starts by urging university students in Tanzania to apply for the debates.
EAC University Student Debate, it's one of the initiatives which originated and created by the African community. By the way, what is it and what are the benefits of this initiative?
Thank you so much, Peter. So in 2008, the East African community heads of state decided on promoting awareness of the East African community within the partner states. This is inherently what led to the East African Community University Students Debate on EAC integration. 10 years down the line, it's 2023 today, and this year we're going to be having debates hosted in Bujumbura, Burundi on the 18th to the 19th of October 2023. The process starts initially with an essay. This year the theme of the essay is EAC political integration, peace building and youth participation. And across the EAC countries, all are invited university students to write essays upon this theme, of which, or after that, only 6 people from every country or every state are going to be selected to participate in the debates that are going to be happening in Burundi. So the East African community is going to cater for your accommodation, your meals, as well as a return flight ticket to Burundi. So it's an all package for these students.
Okay, you speak a lot about the general concept concerning the competition, especially for East African community. I want to know the criteria and procedures which taken into consideration so that to be part of this initiative.
Okay, so the criteria are simply as follows. You need to be a university student, studying in any level of institution, be it master's, be it degree. Even if you're studying in an institute, probably in your second year going into your third year, that's the main criteria. But also you have to be a member of the East African community, so you have to be a Tanzanian, a Burundian, or any member of the East African community. But you also need to have a passport so that we could be able to process your air tickets. But finally, you need to have a valid university student ID to confirm your university status.
That was EAC Youth Ambassador to Tanzania, Eben Mzalva, speaking to my colleague Peter Mganga. Now, before we wind up our local news, let us take a look at today's exchange rates according to the Bank of Tanzania, BOT. Do not miss TBC News every weekday to know all the latest in exchange rates. Time now for all the latest in international news. Now let's have a look at international news compiled by Ramadan Mpenda and read to you by Teddy Mparanyanga.
There are fears that many as 20,000 people may have died in the catastrophic floods which hit the eastern region of Libya on Sunday. The mayor of the devastated port of Derna, Abdulmenam Al-Gaiti, has said the figure was based on the number of districts completely destroyed when two dams burst, releasing a tsunami of water as people slept. He added that more than 5,300 people have so far been confirmed dead and about 30,000 others displaced by raging floods. Also, relief workers said many bodies remain unrecovered under the rubble or in the sea, with rescue workers appealing for more body bags. Thousands remain missing as rescuers struggle to get to Derna. A high court in the Democratic Republic of Congo has sentenced to jail an opposition politician, Jean-Marc Kabund, for 7 years after finding him guilty on 12 charges, including spreading false rumors and insulting the head of state. Jean-Marc Kabund had been detained since August last year when he was arrested for criticizing the DRC president, Felix Tshisekedi, and his government. Mr. Kabund is a former vice president of the DRC Congo parliament. He was also a close ally of President Tshisekedi until their fallout in early last year, and went on to form the Alliance for Change political party, under which he planned to run for president in the December elections. He will not have an opportunity for appeal, as the decisions of the Court of Cassation, which sentenced him, are final and not subject to appeal. Mr. Kabund has been held in Kinshasa's main prison since his arrest in August 2022, after he called Tshisekedi a danger and attacked his government in a speech. And a court in Bangladesh has sentenced two leading human rights activists to 2 years in jail in a trial that critics say is a part of a government crackdown ahead of elections. Judge Zulfikar Hayat has said both Adilur Rahman Khan and Nasiruddin Elan, leaders of the Odhikar Human Rights Organization, were sentenced to 2 years in prison for publishing and circulating false information, hurting religious sentiments and undermining the image of the state. Khan, 63, and Elan, 57, have led Odhikar for decades, working to document thousands of alleged extrajudicial killings, disappearance of opposition activists, and police brutality.
That was international news. Sports news up next. In sports news, Minister for Culture, Arts and Sports, Dr. Damas Ndumbaro, urges various stakeholders to invest in art and culture industry, a move that will also create employment and national income. Dr. Ndumbaro made the call while speaking to journalists in Dar es Salaam during the signing of a memorandum of understanding with the French Cultural Center Alliance Française at the launch of Basata Vibes, and he is supported by other stakeholders.
Basata and French Embassy in Dar es Salaam have today signed a memorandum of understanding in view of promotion of arts in Tanzania. The project is called Basata Vibes. Its intention is to make sure arts and entertainment is promoted in all regions in Tanzania, and also we go beyond the borders to other countries to promote our artists and their works for the benefits of the artists personally and for the benefit of our beloved country Tanzania in general. Art is a profession. Art is business. Art is employment. Art is economic. We know the artists are paid, if they do well, they are paid very well. They are employing other peoples. Therefore, we should take and consider arts as part of business, as a part of economic promotion of our country. But also arts goes in hand with tourism promotion. There's cultural tourism, which attracts a lot of people to come and enjoy, not just wildlife, but also Swahili lifestyle, which includes arts and entertainment. And a message to those two operators who operate tourism business in Tanzania, they should include our culture, arts, and other issues into their tourism packages.
Basata Vibes expects to hold various conferences in some regions in the country on September 19th and end of October to inspire youth to engage in the music industry. In other sports news, young talented musicians in the country have been urged to participate in the Bongo Star Search Season 14 to showcase their talents and get a chance to be selected to the finals. Star Times Marketing Director David Malisa says those who will be selected will get a chance to develop their talents and professions on matters on management.
Another year, this is season 14 for BSS partnership with us. It's quite a long time. It's almost now 5 years we've been in partnership with the BSS, a big platform. So it's a high time. We have good news for the Kigoma people, because for the first time through Star Times we are going back to Kigoma, and for the long time audition is going to be done in Kigoma. So
Young talents in music from 5 regions, including Kigoma, Mwanza, Arusha, and Dar es Salaam, will be in the spotlight of the Bongo Star Search. And that's it for sports. Now, before we wind up, let us take a look at the weather forecast for the next 24 hours.
Hello and welcome again to the next 24 hours of forecast, starting tonight at 9 p.m. From Tanzania Meteorological Authority, my name is Ramadhan Omari. Light to moderate winds are expected over some areas of our country, and the wind speed is expected to reach 30 kilometers per hour, especially over northern coast in the Lake Nyasa. While over southern coast, Lake Victoria and the Lake Tanganyika, wind speed is expected to reach 20 kilometers per hour. And the state of the sea is expected to be light to moderate. And tonight, cool temperatures are expected, especially over southwestern highland, and the lowest minimum temperature is expected to be 10 degrees Celsius over Njombe region. Otherwise, few areas, especially over Kagera and the Mara regions, are expected to feature partly cloudy condition, thunder showers, and the remaining regions are expected to be dry. And tomorrow, few areas, especially over Kagera and the Mara region, are expected to feature partly cloudy condition, thunder showers, and sun period. While over Geita, Mwanza, Shinyanga, and the Simiyu region are expected to feature partly cloudy condition, thunderstorm over few areas. Over Arusha, Kilimanjaro, Tanga, together with Unguja and Pemba, we're expected to feature partly cloudy condition, light rain showers over few areas, and sun periods. And the remaining regions are expected to feature partly cloudy condition and sun periods. And now, let's have a look on the next 4 days of forecast over some regions of our country. That is all for today. Thank you for watching and goodbye.
And that marks the end of our news bulletin for tonight. Don't miss our next bulletin in Kiswahili at 11 p.m. On behalf of the whole team, I am Faida Ngada. Good night.